Hello everyone, hope you are well on this Friday afternoon. It is September 13th, Friday the 13th, y'all. Go Dogs, big game tomorrow night with Kentucky. It is in Kentucky, so we don't take anything for granted having to go play in their stadium. So we will see what happens. I know there's some Kentucky fans out there, some Wildcat fans, so it's the Wildcats, right? Yeah, I think I got that right. I think I remembered correctly. But anyway, we'll see what happens. It is Friday. We're going into a weekend. I read through an interesting article on the dailymail.com regarding, and they called it an urgent warning in Colorado, going back to the Aurora, Colorado story about the Venezuelan gangs. And the thing is just more information and another big warning coming out of there, and officials believe that they're gearing up for a big gang war, turf war out there, right there. And it was interesting. Some different information, new information. I'll go into that. Also, a comment from a viewer on my last video. A good reminder that we really need to be aware. And it's so easy to let our guard down. I'm guilty of it too, so don't beat yourself up about it. But when we're out there, especially in our vehicles, going through a drive-through of a restaurant or whatever, coffee shop, whatever it might be, we really have to be careful and be watchful of who's around us. Also have a terrific passage that I'm going to share with you that will resonate with you. I hope will resonate with you, so stay tuned for that. And I'm also going to mention something that I think we need to be doing. Well, I'm not saying everybody should do more of this, but I think it's a good thing to remember. Okay, so if I remember, I'll go to that too as well. Big urgent warning out of Colorado. Venezuelan, as we know, we've heard about these Venezuelan gangs who have come in the country illegally over the last several years, and a lot recently. They're moving fast. They've been described as MS-13 on steroids, and they're being described from officials. And this particular one was an used to be a director of ICE, and they were saying that these Venezuelan gangs are very well organized. They move fast. They organize quickly, and there are a lot of them. And they have been coming into the country, embedded, hiding amongst the regular other migrants who are coming across illegally as well. You're just your regular people who are trying to get in and make a better life or whatever. But they have been blending in, and that's how they've been getting in here in large numbers, hundreds, thousands of them. And we've been saying all along that this is our big concern with this. Is that there are some good, I'm sure, coming in that just want to work or make a better life or what have you. But along with the problem is with them not coming in legally, you get hundreds, if not thousands, probably millions of the worst. They're here. And I don't believe there's any reversing this. I just don't believe there's a way to do that. Not on a large scale, maybe piecemeal, maybe here and there. But anyway, the story, it was talking about footage taken from, and in this article, it does give if I remember, I'll link it to the video here, but there was a short video in it that shows some conflict going on. It was a shooting in the courtyard of this apartment complex. They hold several, from the way it sounds, control several apartment complexes in Colorado around the Aurora area. And there were shots fired, and this guy, this ex-director of ICE, said that they're in a lot of major cities. It's not just Colorado, y'all. He said that they have future plans And there's about to be a big gang war, they believe, setting up. They're setting up their network now. He said their big thing right now is, apartment complexes. They start out with prostitution rings. There are a lot of assaults, intimidation. They victimize other migrants. A lot of drug trafficking, human trafficking, prostitution is just huge for them. Extortion. They're just walking around armed, with impunity in properties in the United States of America. I mean, think about that. And I know you're going to say, but it's Colorado, it's, but it's just being allowed. The story here is that they think they're going to get big pushback they're starting to get into the areas and challenge territories of existing gangs now. The Bloods, the Crips, and the gangs who have been here for a while. And they're going to clash. And that should be interesting. My first thought is, this is happening in America now. We've been talking about the potential for this to happen. There also could be collateral damage, innocent people, other people who are just trying to live and make a go of it, right? But he said that this guy said that this gang, the one that's very organized, I forget, they call them TDA. I forget the exact name of them, but from Venezuela, their sex trafficking is their big thing. Girls and women. They're set up in other cities. It's not just Colorado, like I said. They're in Denver, of course, Aurora, New York, Miami, El Paso, Texas, Dallas, Texas. And so they're all up and down the country, y'all. They occupy sections of this country, and they're ruling it. So when you have an absence of strong leadership, this is what happens. And they rule the area. They make up the rules, and they enforce them. They have a lot of guns. They have a lot of weapons. There are a lot of them. And they're vicious. The one thing this guy said that really stuck out to me, he said towards the end of the article, he said, not far from all of these apartment complexes and where they have really set up and they really run the place. They really run this area, not just one apartment complex. He said, not too far from there are very nice neighborhoods. They're suburbs. And there are some neighborhoods there with $1 million homes. Not far from there. He said, how long do you think it's going to take them to go there? To go from those apartment complexes to those homes, those neighborhoods. That's next. You know it is. Think about where you are. Really think about and understand your local leadership. And what is their philosophy? And not saying you have to be super involved in all this, but understanding, who's running the local area where you live, or even where you work. Because I think that's what it really comes down to. We're not going to get help from a federal level for sure. That's obvious. They're just allowing this to happen. This is on purpose. And that's terrible. We have to do as much as we can to prepare for it. I don't have one easy answer for you, other than really practice self-protection, any way you have it. Even if it's non-lethal. It's better than nothing. So I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. I just think this is going to proliferate. I believe this is not just in the large cities only. It's branching back out, and kind of like this what I mentioned at the beginning with the viewer who made a comment. If you go to yesterday's video, I think I pinned the comment, but very good I'm glad they shared this. She and a friend, it sounds like, were going through a McDonald's drive-thru, if I remember correctly. Going through a drive-thru, they got their drink or the food, and they stopped, kind of parked over to the side to kind of fix everything, just kind of prepare everything before they got back on the road. And all of a sudden, there's somebody appearing in their passenger window. It can happen fast. It's happened. It's easy to do. For a few minutes or a minute is all it takes, and somebody's right up on you, especially when you're in a vehicle. Now, if you have a vehicle, a newer one that has the 360 camera, that's nice to have. Not everybody has it. I know I don't have that on this old truck, but you have mirrors, and you just have to be alert and be observant. Gas stations are another big vulnerable area because we have to get out of the vehicle to pump the gas. So we have to leave that protection momentarily, and that's when they know you're vulnerable, So always scan the area and be watchful before you get out of your vehicle, and try to see if anybody's kind of lurking around, especially a place like a gas station or even around a drive-through restaurant. If somebody's just standing around or sitting, that's suspicious to me. If you're at a gas station and you're not pumping gas and you're just watching stuff, that's suspicious. That doesn't look right. Okay. If you're going through a drive-through of a restaurant or whatever it is, coffee shop, and somebody's just lurking around, even if they don't look like they're homeless, even if they don't look like, they're just begging or something, I'm keeping an eye on them right off the bat, because it doesn't fit. This doesn't fit in this scene here. And that's when you get that feeling in your gut, like, okay, something's off. So trust your gut too on those kind of things. Something we need to be doing a lot of, and don't forget to do this, okay? It's going to lead into my passage here too. But there's so much in the news, there's the economy, there's crime, and we've been talking about that a lot, preparing the best we can for it. The potential for this to accelerate, depending on what happens in November. We need to also remember to make time to treat yourself, to decompress, to make time to just do nothing, relax, rest, do something fun. Forget about this stuff for a while, just momentarily. You don't have to forget about it long enough to where you just lose all reality, of course, but and that's different for different people. That can be going out to eat, that can be just staying at home and having a quiet night, watch a movie or videos or whatever, but something that's relaxing that'll help take your mind off this stuff. A hobby like gardening or going out on a walk, or of course be careful, I don't know, watching sports, watch a football game, watch a baseball game. I know not everybody's into that. I understand. But if it's relaxing, gets your mind off of this world for a moment, do that. Or a video game, or a game, board games, card games or something like that. We need that. We do need that, because if we're constantly on this stuff, we can burn ourselves out to a point to where we just shut down, or we get ourselves where we're depressed, or we start getting anxiety more about it. Okay. We can't let ourselves get to that point. When you feel that coming on, you need to take a break from it. Disengage from all this stuff for a day or two. It's okay. Even if it's for, a day. Get away from it. Listen to some music. Get together with a friend, family. Go shooting. We did that last weekend. Or go to a park, go to a cookout, grill, do a cookout, do a barbecue or something like that. Whatever it is that helps you relax. It can be a good coping skill too. If you struggle with anxiety or something like that, So let's keep that in mind. I'm going to go to a passage. Going back to Matthew chapter, I believe this is chapter 11, chapter 11, verse 28 through 30 says, "Come to me," this is from the words of Jesus, "come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you shall find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my load is light." Amen. There's several things that stand out to me there. Come to me. Seek him. Come to me. That's all we got to do. He takes care of the rest. I promise it does. It works. All you who are weary and heavy laden. Do you feel heavy laden at times? I know I do sometimes, especially these days, right? I mean, we could be on the precipice of the end of times here. We really could be. I believe we're in that path. However, it should also be a time of hope. Come to me. I will give you rest, he says. And he even backs it up again later and says, you shall find rest for your souls. I will give you rest. Not I might, I might not. I'll do it later. I will give you rest, is what he says. Keep that in mind. I hope that's helpful. But there are times, I mean, we gotta drop it. We gotta drop it and just do something else. Or do nothing. I'm good at that. Ask Miss Dawg. She can tell. She can tell you I'm good at doing nothing sometimes. It's a good thing I have her, because I'd probably do nothing too much. So anyway, she'll probably laugh at that. All right. Share your thoughts. Stay close to Jesus. God bless you. I'll see you soon.